Hi, my name is Abby. I am a registered dietitian, and today we are going to talk about weight loss plateaus. Simply put, a weight loss plateau is a stall in weight loss. This can last from a few weeks to several months, and it can occur early on or later in weight loss efforts, but it is an expected event that can happen during weight loss. It is very common to picture weight loss as a start and an end. It is also very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you will lose weight every day, every week, and every month. Unfortunately, when we think about weight loss in this very black and white and often unrealistic way, the end result tends to be rapid weight loss followed by rapid weight regain. Instead, normal and expected weight loss is a series of losses, plateaus, and even some gains, and this is due to a number of reasons, which we will discuss today. However, despite the up and down roller coaster, the general trend of weight loss is down and is sustained over a longer period of time. This box is a weight loss plateau, and again, the plateau may last days, weeks, or even several months. Plateaus, though normal and completely expected, can be incredibly frustrating. They can occur for several reasons. The first and often biggest reason is metabolic adaptation, or simply your body has adjusted to the lower calorie intake and in turn burns less calories throughout a 24-hour period. There is another factor called set point weight, and this is the weight range that your body feels most comfortable at and will try to remain at. Your set point range will change and often naturally increases as you age and go through different life stages. So when you try to lose weight, the body also adjusts to stay in this range, like increasing hunger and slowing down your metabolism. Another reason is the initial faster loss of water weight, and then fat loss appears to slow things down. It could also be changes in physical activity or diet adherence. Life is hectic and throws us a lot of curveballs, so it is unrealistic to expect us to always bring our A game or have the same routine when it comes to exercise or eating. There will always be times when we have to prioritize other things in life, and in turn, weight loss can also slow down or stop. Another reason is that gaining muscle can mask fat loss, so even though the number on the scale may not be moving, it doesn't necessarily mean there aren't changes happening in our bodies. It is a myth that muscle weighs more than fat. 1 pound of fat is equal to 1 pound of muscle, but it can still make a difference on the scale. And finally, psychological factors and stress. Again, the different stages in our lives, we will have periods of stress that can impact weight loss efforts or increase the stress hormone cortisol, which can also impact our weight. It is important to note that weight loss is not forever. There will be a point where the medications may meet their maximum therapeutic effect, which is the greatest level of effectiveness a medication can have. It is important to keep our expectations around what the medicine can do in perspective. When used in combination with lifestyle changes, oral medications can promote a 5 to 10% weight loss, and injectable medicines a 10 to 20% weight loss. So if you weigh 300 pounds, for example, we expect a 15 to 60 pound maximum weight loss over the course of 6 to 12 months, depending on your medication. Keeping this in mind, there may be times when the plateau you are experiencing is simply the greatest level of effectiveness the medication will have. Generally speaking, if you have seen no change in your weight despite continued efforts over several weeks, it may be time to check in with your care team. There are several things that can be evaluated if adjustments need to be made to your diet, your exercise routine, other lifestyle factors, or the medication itself. But it's also important to note that you may not lose weight and still notice changes in your body composition or your body measurements or how your clothes fit. And this could be indicative of body composition changes that won't show up on the scale, but are still moving you in the right direction. Some things to consider if you reach a plateau. Are you eating enough? Sometimes reducing calorie intake too far can have the opposite effect, and your body can be reluctant to lose more. This is particularly true after a rapid initial weight loss. Muscle mass burns more calories at rest than fat mass, so building muscle increases your metabolic rate and can promote further weight loss. Change up your exercise. Now, this is a time to try new exercise classes or a new fitness activity. If you've been working out in the afternoon, try a morning workout. Increase the weights you're lifting or the exercises you're doing and challenge your body. The more you do the same activity over and over, the better your body and your muscles get at doing that activity, and they expend less calories. Keep a food journal. Are there things you could do to improve the quality of foods you are eating? Aim for more whole foods than those that have been processed or packaged for convenience. Whole foods will often keep you fuller longer and give your body better quality energy. And don't be afraid to try new recipes or new foods. Are you going too long without eating? Are you eating too frequently? Again, keeping a food record of what and when you're eating can be very helpful, and it may help identify patterns. Staying hydrated with ideally mostly water is incredibly important to minimize sugar, artificial sweeteners, and other additives. And how are other areas outside of diet and exercise? It is going to be very difficult to achieve and maintain weight loss if you aren't sleeping enough or managing your stress well. Considering all of these factors, it may be helpful to think about weight loss plateaus like an ice cube melting. Imagine an ice cube in a room at, say, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. You begin to raise the temperature of the room 1 degree at a time, and you don't see any changes. The ice cube looks the same at 25 degrees, 29 degrees, even 31 degrees. It's easy to feel like those changes aren't making any difference at all. But when the temperature finally reaches 32 degrees, the ice cube suddenly begins to melt. The melting wasn't caused by the single degree from 31 to 32 degrees, but rather the culmination of every degree of heat from 20 degrees and so on. The same is true for working through weight loss plateaus. Just because you aren't seeing results in weight loss doesn't mean your efforts are for nothing or that you're not making progress. Sometimes weight loss plateaus do require professional help. So seeking professional help to rule out any underlying medical conditions, necessary changes to medicine or dosage, or the help of a registered dietitian to evaluate the lifestyle changes you've made may be required. However, a weight loss plateau does not necessarily mean a change in medication is recommended. As we discussed earlier, weight loss is not forever, and there will be a point where the medications may meet their maximum therapeutic effect, which is the greatest level of effectiveness a medication can have. So, understanding realistic weight loss expectations is important and should be discussed with your provider. There will come a point when it is most realistic to shift our mindset from further weight loss to maintaining the weight you have already lost. So, some key takeaways. Weight loss plateaus are completely normal and expected with weight loss. They occur for a variety of reasons, but typically when your body has adjusted to a lower calorie intake. This is when you're going to need to make additional changes to your diet and exercise routine, ensure you're getting enough sleep and managing stress appropriately. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're making positive changes, your plateau may be like an ice cube in a 31-degree room. It's not going to melt yet, but it will as soon as that room turns 32 degrees. In the meantime, look for the non-scale victories and other cues, like how your clothes are fitting, body measurements, and looking back at pictures throughout your journey. This concludes our video on weight loss plateaus. Check out our other videos for more information.